First, we'll take a look at arithmetic operators. Arithmetic operators are exactly the same, like somewhat similar to what we have seen in other programming languages. Let me show you the list of arithmetic operators. So for addition, subtraction, multiplication, exponentiation, this was included in ES6 version of JavaScript. So it's a star star for exponentiation, division, modulo, unary increment and decrement. So these things we know, right? Normal arithmetic operations. You can try some arithmetic operations. Uh, you can just try something like this. You can try all these operations out. So you're going to get the output 15. So it's going to be like 2 star star 3 is exponentiation. Okay. So very important thing, you should save your file before you run it. If you don't save it, you're going to get some weird answers. So you can practice all these arithmetic operations. Only thing is exponentiation. That star star is something new. Otherwise, addition, subtraction, modulo, unary increment and decrement, I plus plus, I minus minus, which you use in the normal scenarios with loops. Assignment operator, we have seen assignment already, right? Let k is equal to 23. This is the assignment operator. And we also have plus equal to, minus equal to, star equal to. What plus equal to here says, say a plus equals b. What it means is a is equal to a plus b. This we add in Java also. JavaScript, the same thing. Likewise, a is equal to a minus b, a is equal to a star b. So how will you assign any value? Let k is equal to 23. This is assignment. And what is let g is g plus equals 24. What it means? This actually means what? G is equal to g plus 24. Got it? So please practice all these assignment operators. Very simple. We'll move on to comparison directly. Comparison is for comparing two values, and we have equality operator, that is double equal to, is A equals B. Likewise, we have strictly equal to. It has got three equal to signs. We'll see the difference here. We have not equal to, strictly not equal to, greater than equal to, less than equal to, ternary operator. So we'll see comparison operators. Before that, we'll see the if else syntax, because we are going to use some comparison. Let's take a look at if else syntax. If else is like this: if parenthesis, you give some condition. If the condition is true, whatever that is here will execute, else whatever that is inside this block will execute. So you can give a condition, you can very well check a greater than b. If a is greater than b, you execute this. So we'll declare a, let a is equal to 4 and let b equals to 2. Is A greater than B? Yes. This is the comparison operator, right? So what will execute? This statement will execute. We will say this is fine, something like that. If A is not greater than B, this is not fine. And let's execute this. So what should be the answer here? This is fine should be the answer. Let me clear the console and run it again so that people in the back can see that. So this is the syntax of a simple if else statement. If open close parenthesis, you give the expression, and if that is true, this will execute or else this will execute. Now we'll see the difference between these two operators, equality and strictly equals. What is strictly equals all about? Strictly equals contains three equal to signs, and equality operator just contains double equal to. So let's take this example. Say a is equal to 4, b is equal to 4. When I perform a double equals b, what will be the answer here? What will be the answer when I say a double equals b? This is fine because this is going to be true. Both of them are 4, right? So let's execute this. Let's take a look at the output. This is fine. Now you see, this is where the twist is. If I give B to be a string, and now when I compare, what will be the output? You say this is not fine, but here it is fine. So what it's performing is it's just comparing these values 4 and 4. Even though the data types are different, it just takes the values and compares it. See, when I clear the console and save this and I run this is fine. So this is fine in JavaScript. Even when the data types are different, but when the values match, it will be fine. You can ask me if I instead of this I give string like this, will this be fine now? This will not be fine because the values are not matching. When you run this is not fine. So even when you have two different data types and then you are going to have the same value, equality operator will just check the value, not the data type. The other thing that you have is strictly equals. So when you have something like strictly equals, this will check both the data type and the value. Now what will be the answer is, it is not fine. So that is the difference here. So let's run this. This is not fine. Why this is not fine? Because it checks the value. Value is fine, but data types are different. So it will say not equals. Are you clear with the difference between strictly equals and equality operator? Now let's go to the difference between the same thing. You have not equal to and strictly not equal to. That is, it is a not equal to sign with two equality operators here. This is strictly not equal to, this is not equal to. Can we take some examples here? Say A not equals B. What will be the answer here? A not equals B. A is 4, B is 4. What will be the answer here? This is fine or this is not fine? Actually, when you use only one equality symbol here, A not equals, what it will check is only the values. So what it will return is A is equal to B. So what will be the output? This is not fine. It will not compare the data types, it will just compare the values. Here, since A is equal to B, this is not fine should be printed. Let's save this. So this is not fine. You understood? But then you want the data types also to be compared in a not equality condition. Then you go with strictly not equals. It's not strictly equals, strictly not equals. Now what will be checked? A not equals B. The values are equal, but data types are different. So A is not equal to B. So what will be the output? This is fine. So what will be the output here? This is fine should be printed. See, this is fine. So with respect to comparison operators, these are the things you have to understand. Equality and strictly equals, not equal operator and strictly not equals. What is the exact difference? So when you're going to use strictly, it will compare the data types and the values. When you're not going to use strictly, it will just compare the values. So comparison operators we are done. Other operators are very familiar, greater than, less than, equal to. Ternary operator also you know, right? How ternary operators work. Can you try ternary operators on your own? So what is that you'll have in a ternary operator? Can you recollect ternary operator from your other programming language courses? Let answer is equal to, you'll have an expression A greater than B. If it is true, then we'll assign 10 to the answer, or else we'll assign 12 to the answer, something like this. So we'll have A to B, let A to be 4 and let B to be 2. And we'll also console log this answer out. So here A is 4, B is 2, so A is greater than B. So 10 will be assigned to answer. That's the ternary operator, right? 10 is the output. If A is not greater than B, 12 will be assigned to answer. So ternary operations are also supported in JavaScript. Did you all practice comparison? Let's go ahead. Let's go to logical operators. Logical operators and or not very familiar operators we have learned in C++, Java, C. So let's take a look at this. What is the use of logical operators? Let C is equal to 1. See, I can use that in an if statement, right? If A is greater than B, A greater than B, and so this is the logical and A greater than C. That's it. So why we can space will be ignored, but still we'll console log saying again we'll say this is fine. Why this is fine? We'll say A is greater. Else what we'll say? Console log it. We'll say A is not greater. So when this condition will execute, when both these expressions evaluate to true, this part of the if block will execute. If one of the conditions fail, then this block will execute. So what will be the output here? A is greater should be the output. So if I have or condition, so I can go with something like this, or that's this symbol. So now what will be the output? A is greater than B, that is true, or A is greater than C. This is false. But still one of the conditions is true, so you're going to have A is greater to be printed. So let's save this, run this. So again you're going to have A is greater because we are given an OR condition. When one of the conditions evaluate to a true, this is going to execute. Are you clear with this? What is the use of not? Not will reverse the entire expression. Say for instance, I'll go with this simple condition. If A greater than B, console log will say A is greater, right? Else, what is that we are going to say? CLG, B is greater, or something like that. A is not greater, we'll say. Now, what is the use of not operator? I can just give not, it will reverse the condition, right? So this, should I give not here? So, what will be the output now? A is not greater. It reverses the value of your expression. If it is true, when I say not of something, it will be false. Are you clear with these operators? Arithmetic, assignment, comparison, logical operators.